Well, hello, me lovelies. It's me, Ned Natter here, and I'm here to chat down here on the farm. I hope I'll get to brighten your day. I love to gossip after a long day of taking care of things down here on me Florida farm. It's great to be with you again. Thank you so much for your lovely comments and messages. Today I want to natter about a few things, but first up, I need to mention that I don't natter about the news, current affairs. We're all sick and tired of it, aren't we? You don't want me reminding you of everything you've just already seen and heard. Me show's here to give you a break from it. A good laugh. Even if it's only once a week on a Wednesday, eh? Still, you can listen to all me shows again at the website, nednatter.com. So about something new and catchy, yep. Okay, well, put down everything, know everything. I mean, you two, come on. It's time for the Ned Natter Show. And you can't miss this. Before I run off, though, and tell you more, let's have a look round the farm. And believe me, I've had a busy old week. Lonnie, me blind neighbour, has had problems. His frozen food stash didn't last long. His generator's good for the microwave, of course. But because he switched it off, no good for the freezer. He was on the hunt for live food again. That's right, live animals and microwaving. Not a good combo. Worse still, he tries to foil and wrap them up first. Oh dear. On another note, after a failed above ground pool bath experiment, the wife Elsie's brand new power washer seems to have worked very well. Only trouble is, she's decided she don't need another wash until summer. Oh dear. I think I'll be moving into the barn soon. It was me daughter, young Dolly's birthday this week. Sweet 16 they call it. Well, I don't know about the sweet bit. What's worse is she expected me, Ned Natter of all people, to be a DJ at her party. That's right, DJ Ned. Oh dear. See, young Dolly is the exception here in the south. No country music for her. Oh no. Yep. It's been getting like I beats her on me Florida farm. Even Rush, me old political commentator neighbour, is along for the dancing. A regular event when he needs the restroom. The faster the music, the happier the old duffer is. See, Dolly likes all that fast house music style. Ooh, 120, 130 beats a minute. Well, she did fall off her trike, when she was a nipper. Never been right since. Well, that's what been blaming anyway. Maybe it explains it. One bad thing about that kind of house music is the wife eats twice as fast. And old Nan, me mum, drinks much more. And the termites, well, I swear they're chewing faster too. Sooner or later there won't be any house left. Yep, I mean the farmhouse this time. The old creaker, will be shaken off its gnarled old wood stumps for good. It'll be far off firewood before long. Anyway, Dolly asked for a sheep for her birthday, so I bought her a little ram. It loves to butt Elsie's rat job, me camper Quinton's dog Pollux, and Ned Jr. the wife's piggy, and me namesake. Well, when it's not button, it's like the nursery rhyme, Mary had a little bike. Oh, sorry, I mean lamb. No time for schoolboy humour today, is there? Anyway, right now, the lamb's so bleeding thin, it looks more like a laminate. No, laminate. Not a sheep of any kind. The people I bought it from were obviously starving the poor mucker. It'll soon get fatter though round here. See, it's an attention seeker. Well, it butts everything in the hope of a reaction, or food of course. It's already knocked over the wife's lunch and scoffed a lot. This is Ned Natter here, with the Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. If you remember, a few days ago I got asked to help out one of my relatives. No, not me lawyer brother in LA, even if he does need help. See, what he needs is the La La Land standard. That's right, a therapist, not a farmer. Particularly when I heard he's about to sign up for marriage. Yep, I suppose he thinks fourth time's a charm. Anyway, I only know about that because he can't have any friends, can he? See, he's asked me to be the best man. Oh dear. Yep, does sound a bit desperate, even if I say it myself. Sorry, I'm getting off topic a bit there. I'm supposed to be talking about me cousin, young Buck Natter. He's running a big hen farm in Pennsylvania. If you remember, his name's spelt B-U-C, short for Bucephalus natter. Yep, it does sound like a disease. But you need to remember Buck comes from a broken home. Poor old soul. Yep, I reckon he should have never built it out of Lego, eh? Anyway, see, he had a big farm drama with his hens. Needed a second opinion. So he took me truck for a run. Long drive, I can tell you. But I went on my own. Nothing like being on your own for a couple of days, your own company. Very nice. But then, when I got up there, me slow old truck was one of the fastest things on the road. Yep, you wouldn't believe it, would you? See, young Buck's farm sits right on the edge of Lancaster County. So I ended up speeding past all those little black carriages. You know, the ones they got up there. Well, now they have little, red triangles on the back, so you can see them. And the state troopers don't end up rear-ending on the way to emergency, They look like something borrowed from a set of the original 1920s Nosferatu vampire movie. Apparently, in the summer, if you take a taxi there, you need to take a fly swatter too. Yep, that's right, your face is pretty close to the horse's ass. And even at 4 miles an hour, you're always downwind of horse gas, aren't you? Oh dear. Well, back to me cousin, young Buck, and his hens. He reckoned they'd all stop laying the day after his birthday, and he couldn't understand why. Well, I joked at first. I told him it's because he didn't invite him to the party. But Buck don't have a sense of humour, see. It's something genetically absent in that part of me extended family. All long-faced and half-witted. Oh dear. Well, I soon discovered he doesn't have a sense of smell either. Yep, smell. See, his girlfriend bought him a new aftershave for his birthday. And old Buck decided to lay it on a bit thick, shall we say. Put it this way, I could smell it 2 miles away. And it's like a cross between, what would you say, urine, vodka, vomit and cigarette ash. I'm surprised it's not actually called, the morning after. Anyway, disgusting. And Buck hadn't noticed it. See, he was once a pig farmer. And after 10 years of having your nose up 1,000 pigs, the old brain tends to shut it out, doesn't it? Well, to be honest, everything gets blocked. And not just your nose. Naturally, his hens were on my side. No wonder they kept their egg doors tightly shut. I can imagine them, looking through their beaks. What is that disgusting smell? Oh, it's not us. It's that weird-looking farmer bloke again. Yep, I told Buck to stick with good old soap and water. Far safer. And sure enough, the next day, the first few eggs showed up. And Buck thought it was, to use his words, oh, well, I won't use his words, I'll just say brilliant. Anyway, away from the Nosferatu transport and Buck's stinking Cologne, I had a second thoughts about Pennsylvania. But I have something more to share. As I said, Buck's not too sharp. Well, put it another way, he's blunt in more ways than one. See, he's got an attractive young widow farmer as a neighbour. Her husband died only last year. I saw her once during my visit, and I've got a pretty good idea of what killed him. Anyway, Buck was confused when she told him how she gets 10 inches every quarter. Buck had to think about that for weeks until he realised she was talking about rainfall. That's right, they get more than 40 inches a year up there, and like 20 inches of snow in the winter too. I wonder how his lovely neighbour copes with that. Oh well, Florida sounds pretty nice after all. I mean, I'll never complain about sunny days in January again. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show. When I'm not here, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Well, me lovelies, I'm always getting nice messages from you, me listeners. But from time to time, I get an odd question too. So in this season, I've decided to feature them in my shows. This one arrived from Bob, here in the dark, in Boston. He wanted to mention his concerns with light therapy. See, Bob from Boston reckons he's become obsessed with green light therapy. I had to look it up, to be honest, but anyway, now he's in court next week. So I asked him why. He says he got so wound up with all that green light, he failed to stop at 4 red ones. Worse still, he had a cop on his tail at the time. Oh dear. Well, Bob, I don't know what to say. Unless there's a thing called red light therapy. And that's probably what you'll be getting soon, a large fine and a suspension. Around here, light therapy's not so common. In Florida, we don't have them dark, sad days like they do up north. My old mum, Nan, gets her light therapy from the TV. The only trouble is we get to hear it too. She likes the volume up high. Yep, she's a bit deaf. On the other hand, the wife gets her light therapy every time she starts the microwave. She stands there watching it until the food's cooked. More like a TV dinner show, eh? I get me share of light every day. See, I'm rarely indoors. On the other hand, me newest neighbour, old Fred, spends too long under that ultraviolet. His skin looks like tan leather. The only part of him that's pure white, don't ask, well, it's behind his ears actually. If he ever goes on vacation, it'll be difficult to tell him, apart from the luggage set. This is Ned Natter here, Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. As you know, me lovely vegan neighbour young Alice adopts all me non-laying hens. It's quite a mouthful, isn't it? Well, now she's started to adopt all kinds of animals. The place is going to look like a zoo soon. Of course, I'm waiting for the elephants to show up. Why, you ask? Well, because it'll give me a chance to lend her me farmhand Ding Dang. Yep, he can clean up after him. He'll soon be begging to be put back on hen duty, I can tell you after that. Despite me lovely neighbour young Alice's New Year's resolution about adopting someone, I think she meant away from animals, of course. She still hasn't adopted me. Oh dear. Anyway, nope. But I live in hope. She did invite me over for vegan cake though. Vegan cake and organic free trade coffee a few days ago. Very nice too. She wanted to read, or more like give me her horoscope forecast for the next month. She knows me day and month, but not the year so far. See, I don't really want her to know just how ancient I am. Anyway, the forecast was pretty much as expected. Not easy considering I'm a farmer. The outlook is often gloomy and difficult to predict. Anyway, I went and asked her about whether she could do it, one for the wife and a couple of others on the farm and neighbours and stuff, but she says no, she can't. That's all too commercial for her. She needs to know the person and not generalise. So I said I understood and left it at that. Then out of the blue, I got a call from Mistress Madeline Glass. You remember her? She's the 1-900 fortune teller. The wife uses her, when she's on her way to Vegas or for some other things. Anyway, to promote her more expensive option, she was ready to hand me some horoscopes for folks on the farm. And even me neighbours. So I thought, well, I'll give it a try. So here goes. As usual, me old mum Nan's going to meet a tall, dark, handsome stranger. Yep. Well, he's going to be running fast in the opposite direction, especially if she ain't got her new teeth in. She reckons, Madeline that is, reckons the wife's going to come in some money. Which means she'll be stealing me credit card again. Oh dear. Me political commentator, neighbour, old Rush, is going to have a bad year. Not just month. But old Rush has told me he already knows that. He says he's going to have a bad 4 years. Oh dear. It also says he might come in some money. Rush likes to do the quick pit on the lotto, but he also reckons he might have to sell his farm and move to Iraq. Don't worry though, it'll never happen. He's just suffering from post-election hot air. Me campers ain't going anywhere soon, according to Miss Glass. But I didn't need to hear that from her. I think they switched the guy ropes on their tent for roots. Well, and last, and most definitely least, Ding Dang, me farmhand. Well, he doesn't have an horoscope. Why, you ask? Well, he doesn't know when he was born. Only where? Yep, right next to Skeeter Swamp in Swanee County. Oh dear. See, he reckons his mama, as he calls her, was doing the washing at the time and got frightened by a big gator. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show. When I'm not here, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Well, I did mention swamp, and that reminds me of this article I read recently about weird diets. You know, there was this guy who wrote years ago about how people that live near swamps get fat. He reckoned they should move to drier climates. Oh well. Now, you know, I've mentioned diets. I discovered there's some really bizarre ideas out there. First up was chewing each piece of food 30 times. They used to call it Fletcherizing. Well, they called this Horace Fletcher, who thought up the idea, the great masticator. Yep, you have to be careful when you say that, don't you? See, I'm always meeting masticators around here, but I have far better words to describe them. Anyway, if the wife took up that game, you know, chewing 30 times for every little piece, she'd wear her teeth out in less than a week. She'd also have no time to sleep. Oh, well, then there's that vision diet. I don't know if you've heard about it. Well, you wear blue glasses. Yup, glasses. So what happens is all your food looks blue, and it's supposed to be unappetizing. And it cons the brain into eating less. Blue food don't look right, you see. Well, you know, you could always take them off, so it rather defeats the object, doesn't it? But, you know, in the case of old mum, Ned Natter, she's colourblind anyway. Added to that, she's usually blind drunk too. So, colour wouldn't matter much to her anyway. With a belly full of whiskey, she's not really fussy about anything. Then there's that tapeworm diet. That is disgusting, you know, where you deliberately swallow a tapeworm and it sits in your gut eating everything you eat. Oh dear, well, that's disgusting. On the other hand, it might explain why old Nan never stops eating and stays so thin. Me neighbour and part-time political commentator old Rush has always got something to say. And when I told him I was nattering about diets and horoscopes, he had nothing to say. Dear. Well, he had some news for me. He'd been asked to become the local GOP chairman. That's right. But he's had to turn it down. It meant sitting for long periods of time. The poor old mucker has trouble staying in one place for more than 10 minutes. And their meetings, they go on and on and on. Yep, 3 hours at least. You know, when they open the door, there's enough hot air to launch a dozen balloons. Full-size ones. Of course, Old Rush qualified that to me. He says the local Democrats meet for 5 hours and they produce enough gas to power City Hall. New York City Hall. Oh dear, well, Rush is always ready to take sides, isn't he? Particularly on the global warming debate. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show. And when I'm not here, you can find me at the website nednatter.com. By the way, me long lost relative Skip Natter is selling those blue glasses, not just for putting you off your lunch. He reckons if you watch TV with them on, it turns even the dullest shows into blue movies. Oh dear. Well, all I can say is keep taking the pill, Skip. But it does remind me, on the con front, the agent, 50%, has lined me up with a new ad this week. And it's on topic again. It's a diet pill. He must be hacking me show notes. Well, here goes me lovelies. Tried everything else and failed? Well, now you don't have to worry any longer about our new diet supplement. The Castor Blaster contains nothing but 100% natural castor oil with no unpleasant colours or preservatives. It comes in an easy to swallow capsule, just a sip of water and it's down the hatch. Yep, it works wonders on your weight loss and combines an exercise program. Yup, you'll be running minutes after taking it, to the toilet that is, and the weight will slip away in no time. I guarantee, lose a pound in 2 minutes or your money back. Well, you can't go wrong with a Castor Blaster supplement. Take one daily and make sure you're close to an handy restroom. Visit us today at rumblingguts.org for your free sample. Hurry, stocks are limited. I think 50% is 100%, scraping the bottom with that one. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here, you can always find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Well, that's all me lovelies, and on that note I better go. So until next time, I'm Ned Natter. Just remember, farmers are getting older, some more than others. It's time some new blood came down on the farm and gave us an helping hand. Shite matters, without us you wouldn't have anything to eat, and without me, well, your Wednesdays wouldn't be so much fun, would they? In the meantime, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com, along with them social media links, so come by and say hi. Thanks so much for listening. It's been a pleasure chatting with you again, and I hope you'll join me on the Ned Natter Show next time. So keep a smile on your face, think positive, and don't sweat the small stuff. The grass is not always greener on the other side. It might just be a freeway. Goodbye, my lovelies.